Hey guys, so today's video is a makeup tutorial. I'm not really sure what occasion for. I kind of just experimented and played around. My main focus was the Rose Pigment by MAC. I wanted to incorporate that somehow, which I did. That's what's all over my lids, so that's kind of where I was going with it. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling and get on with the tutorial. If you would like to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start off with my eyes today because I'm going to be using a MAC pigment, which means there's going to be some fallout. So I'll do my foundation last to kind of make sure it's all nice and flawless, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyelids with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I'm just patting that in using my fingers. And I'm just going to set that in place using my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just going to use this skin colored powder here and just using my Real Techniques setting brush for that. It's like 40 degrees here today and I just turned the aircon off so that I could start filming because otherwise the aircon's really noisy, but I'm so hoping that I don't start to steam up. Like, I've got all of the doors and windows closed in the house and I don't live in a big house, so I'm hoping that the aircon has like made it cool enough and it's just gonna like, cold air is just gonna like chill in the house, if you know what I mean. But sitting in front of these crazy lights usually doesn't help either, so. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with, sorry if you can hear my birds, I can't stop them, but if you hear little like screeches in the background, that's them. I'm gonna start off with Peach Smoothie from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to take that on my Sigma E40 brush and basically just blend that all through the crease. Next up, I'm going to take Cosmopolitan, which is this color right here. This is also from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to run that through my crease again, but not bringing it up as high. What just happened? Not bringing it up as high as Peach Smoothie. I'm also bringing it around into the inner corner as well, like I'm sweeping it right throughout the crease. Sorry if I sit here for half of the time as well with my mouth open, like, it's literally just my concentration face. I forget what I'm doing with my mouth, and then half the time when I'm looking back on the footage, I just look like an absolute idiot sitting there with like, so embarrassing. By the way, I think I forgot to mention this is my Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease Brush. Okay, so next up I'm going to take a mix of Burlesque, which is this one here, and Simply Marlena, which is this one here. And I'm going to take that on my Sigma Blending E25 brush, and I'm going to blend that through the crease again, but keeping this more directly in the crease now. Then just taking my Zoeva 228 brush again, and I'm just going to blend out the edges. I haven't picked up any other product on this brush. I'm just using what was left on the brush of Cosmopolitan. And yeah, basically just blending out those edges to make sure that they are nice and seamless. You can never blend too much. Well, I mean you can, but. Okay, I want the crease to be a little bit more pink toned. So I'm going to pick up Simply Marlena by itself on the same brush and just try and blend that through the crease a little bit more to bring out more of that color. I wanted Burlesque in there so that it wasn't like super pink, but I think that worked a little bit too well. And again, just going back in with my Zoeva 228 brush and blending out the edges. Always blending out the edges. Alright, now just taking my Morphe 35U palette, and I'm just going to pick up this colour here. It's like a purpley rose colour, quite bright, but I'm just going to take it on my Small Tapered Blending E45 brush and hopefully brighten up the crease just a little bit, like just a tiny bit. This is why I'm doing my eyes first. Alright, that's done the job. That is what I was after. Thank you, Morphe 35U. Next up for the lids, I'm going to use the MAC Rose Pigment. This is such a beautiful colour, but because it is quite rose, I don't often use it. So I'm going to place that all over my lid and hopefully it looks okay. So much fallout. I probably should have placed another color down on my lid. I didn't even think of that because I just didn't. It still looks okay. I'm just having to pack it on pretty heavily to make sure that it's covering like everything. So I'm just going to deepen up the crease and outer corner just ever so slightly using Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek, which is this brown here. I just want to define the crease just a little bit more so that it doesn't look like my whole eyelid is pink. And I'm using my small tapered blending E45 brush. I'm just going to pick up a wipe and wipe away the fallout underneath my eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna leave my eyes at that now and move on to my face. I've just put a little bit more moisturizer on because my skin gets really irritated by those wipes and really dry as well. So I've put some moisturizer on to hopefully hydrate my cheeks and help the foundation stay on a little bit better. So I'm going to prime with my Professional by Benefit, and I'm going to focus this mostly in my T-zone area to start off with. I'm also going to put a little bit of the L'Oreal Lumiere Magique primer on just to give my skin a bit more of a glow. I feel like it's really dull at the moment. I'm not sure why. And I've got breakouts, which I never usually have. So I think my skin is just going through a bit of a phase. I might need like a facial or a good mask or something like that to get it to bounce back. But for now, I'm just going to make sure that I prep it really well before I apply foundation. So for foundation today, I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverley Hills Stick Foundation in the shade Beige. I used this for the first time yesterday. You guys would have already seen that tutorial of the soft brown matte smoky eye. I am not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of it in that video. Because it was a voiceover, I didn't really mention much about it. So I'm gonna try it out again today. I didn't really prep my skin the way that I should have in that video, like in that tutorial. So that's why I've taken so much care in prepping my skin today, and hopefully it'll make a difference. I'm also going to blend it out with a brush, not my beauty blender, because I feel like the beauty blender just soaked up a lot of the product and made it really patchy. So I'm going to use a brush instead. And I'm going to use more of the product this time because it just wasn't great coverage the first time I used it either. So let's give it another whirl. So I'm just going to use that much for now, and I'm going to blend it out with my Zoeva 104 buffer brush. I'm just going to press it into my skin to start off with and see how that goes. Already it is blending 10 times better than it did yesterday. My skin was super dry yesterday, so that definitely would not have helped. But today it is nice and hydrated because I moisturized just before filming. So I think that's definitely making a difference. This is like a first. I never use a brush to blend in foundation, but I think I have just found a foundation that does not like a beauty blender. Yay, okay, now that I look like something from a freaking horror movie, I'm going to do my concealer. For concealer, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 15. Believe it or not, number 15 is actually lighter than the shade number 10, which drives me insane. I don't understand why, but it is. So just a heads up, if you want light, go for number 15, not number 10. And I'm just going to use my damp mini beauty blender to blend that out. To highlight and conceal just a little bit more, I'm just going to add a little bit of my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is the color Fair Neutral, and I'm just going to pop that on top of where I had the Maybelline Fit Me and just blend that out. And I'm just going to set my under eye area using my Rimmel Stay Matte Translucent Powder. You guys know I love this. I pretty much don't use anything else to set my under eye area. It's my ride or die, and it's so affordable as well, which is even better. I'm just patting this in rather than swiping. I do sometimes bake with this product. I don't know why I'm not today. Didn't feel like it. I kind of am baking because I am applying a lot of it and I'm patting it in rather than swiping. So it is still kind of baking. So I'm just gonna let that sit there for about 5 minutes and let it kind of bake and soak in. I'm going to set the rest of my face with my MAC Studio Fix powder in the shade NC20, and I'm going to use my Sigma Large Powder F20 brush. I've got a link down below for you guys to get 10% off your Sigma orders, so if you've been wanting to try out some new brushes or restock or buy some new Sigma brushes, head down to my description box because all of the links and discount codes and all of that are down below there. And I'm just going to quickly jump off camera and do my brows. I'm using the PONi Main Stain, which I used in my previous makeup tutorial as well. So if you want to see a bit more in detail about how I do my brows, it's in that video. So that'll be linked down below. But yeah, I'm going to jump off camera and do them off camera because that's going to save us a hell of a lot of time in this video. Okay, now that brows are done, I'm going to wipe away the excess powder underneath my eyes. Just using my Real Technique setting brush. Just brightens them so much. I love it. I'm just going to take my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and using the banana powder, I'm just going to put a little bit of that under my eyes as well. So now to finish off my eyes, I'm basically just going to replicate the shadows that I put in my crease and pop them on my lower lash line. Sorry if the lighting's going all weird as well. I'm using my umbrella lights but also a bit of natural light as well, and I think the clouds just keep coming over, so it keeps going a little bit strange, but I hope it's not making a huge difference. And now just taking a mix of Simply Marlena and Burlesque on a pencil brush and also blending that on my lower lash line. So I'm just going to use my Pegasus liquid liner now to do a really small wing. I'm hoping that it's going to be small, but who knows. They can sometimes end up being super huge because you stuff them up halfway through. So let's see how this goes. So I'm just going to use my White Night Mascara from PONi Cosmetics and pop that on my lashes before I apply falsies. For falsies today, I'm going to use my Vegas Nay Eyelure Shining Star lashes. I'm just going to go over the top of the lash line now with a little bit of Corrupt by Makeup Geek, just to hide any glue that is still visible. Just going to pop a little bit of mascara on my lower lashes now. Now to bronze and contour a little bit, I'm going to take my Hoola bronzer by Benefit and my Zoeva 126 Luxe Cheek Finish brush. I'm just going to use that to kind of sculpt my cheekbones just slightly. I don't want to be like super contoured today. And I'm just going to bronze my forehead just a little bit as well. Okay, for blush today, I'm going to use my Nars Orgasm. This is one of my faves. I kind of forgot that I had it. You know when you get like makeup items that are pushed to the back of the drawer and you just forget about them, and then when you find them again, it's like you've rekindled your love all over again. That is me with Nars Orgasm. Such a beautiful blush. For highlighter, I'm going to use Champagne Pop from the Becca/Jaclyn Hill palette because it's freaking amaze balls, basically. And as always, you guys know I'm going to drown my face in highlighter. And to highlight the inner corner of my eyes, I'm going to take Shimmer Shimmer by Makeup Geek. There's a fly. There is a fly that is just fucking with me right now. I'm gonna try and ignore it. I don't know how it got in here because all my windows and doors are shut, but whatevs. We're nearly at the end, guys. I'm trucking on. I am trucking on. It's becoming a disaster, but we'll get there. And I'm gonna use that on my brow bone as well. And for lips, I'm going to take the Anastasia lip palette. I know I used this in my last tutorial, but I spent a lot of money on it, so I'm gonna use it, okay? And there are just so many options. So what am I gonna do? I think I'm gonna do a bit of mixing. So I'm gonna take a mixture of number 12, number 1, and then primary 1, which is the white one here, and see what kind of color I can create. So I'm just mixing them here on my little palette. Oh, that's a pretty color. Look guys, look how pretty that is. And I'm just going to mix a little bit of the white into the center of my lips just to create a little bit of an ombre. It is a very dark color, so I just want to soften it just slightly. So that is the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. It is a very bright lip. You definitely don't have to wear a lip as bright as this. You could easily wear a nude lip color with this eyeshadow. If you guys recreate this look, then please tag me on Instagram or Twitter or wherever it is that you're posting it, because I would love to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.